Okay, YouTube, this is the ingredients I'm doing on the DIY root tabs using the flourish. As you can see, I ended up cutting that in the video. I'm going to show how to do it. This is what I used, was one piece. And out of all one piece, I got a total of 10 DIY root tabs. So you're going to need flourish, and you're going to need suitable potassium sulfate potash greenhouse grade 0052, and you can get this usually on eBay or Amazon. It depends on which one you can get it cheaper at. And then I'm using for my nitrate, so I can get nitrates in the roots. I'm using a 5 JBH 5-gallon bucket hydroponics, and it's suitable calcium nitrate greenhouse grade for hydroponics. And see the ingredients on there. There's no ammonia to this whatsoever, so it's not going to be a byproduct out of it. And then to get some magnesium, I'm using this Dr. Teal's Pure Essence Salt Therapeutic Soak, and I'm using that. And then I'm using, for my iron, to add more iron to my root tabs, since some plants requires more iron, I'm using this right here, Sequestered Iron Plant Tonic by the company, I think it's called d.i.y. I don't know if I can actually get it zoomed in, but this is what the package looks like. And I believe you get 15 grams package. And you're only going to use a little bit of this because your red terracotta clay is going to have iron to it, so you won't need that much. Just like I said in the video, just a pinch of it. So these are the ingredients you guys are going to need. Of course, a knife or something to cut this. You got to be very careful. Do not cut yourself. If you're young, adult supervision, of course. And that's all the stuff you're gonna need. And the other thing you're gonna need is a spoon, which I can't find it. Find it somewhere here. You're gonna need one of those spoons that comes in. Usually, it's about the size that the same thing that comes in the Metroplex. If you guys are familiar, it comes with a spoon. Use a spoon. It's pretty small, and if not, just use like a half a teaspoon spoon, just to get a little bit out of the back of those bags and add it to your mix. And make sure you mix it well. If your clay gets a little bit dry while you're mixing it, have like a little small cup of water and just get your fingers wet and moisten up the clay again, so you can actually keeping the form on it. So that's a quick tutorial. Very simple and quick, and that's how you get more out of your flourish tabs. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great night and a great weekend. Hello YouTubers, I'm making a DIY video. Making some root tabs. This is the way how I do it. So far it works. And what I use is red terracotta clay. Now I'm adding flourish root tabs, and I'm just trying to get more out of it so I can use it in my substrate. Usually the piece, it's about this big. As you can see, it's about that big. Usually I cut it up with a knife. You gotta be careful. It's pretty hard to break up, so I just break it up in little pieces, and then I use a little bit of soluble potassium sulfate potash greenhouse grade 0052, and then I just use one pellet. This comes like in pellet. Sodium calcium nitrate for greenhouse grade hydroponics. As you can see, is nitrogen, calcium oxide, and calcium. If you use too much of this, it'll actually raise your nitrates pretty high. So you want to use very little, like every other clay ball. You don't want to use too much of it, like a pellet, the smallest one you can get out of the bag. So let's do this. And then I use Epsom salt so I can get my magnesium. And I just use a little bit of that too. So we're gonna do this real quick. Let me open up the bag, which is kind of hard to do with one hand. As you can see, the pellet that I'm taking out, it's about that big. I'm just gonna place it inside the little ball thing that I'm gonna make. And then I'm gonna use Sequester Iron Plant Tonic. That's what I'm using, and I just used a little bit of that, just a pinch as well. Sorry about the moving around the camera so much. So you're gonna use about that much. This spoon comes at, you know, inside like the Metroplex containers, so you want to save those when you get some. And I just add about that much. On potassium, this is a lot easier doing this way because like that, I'm actually showing you the amount with the spoon. Now with potassium, you want to use about that much. Why? Because plants require potassium, so you don't get like yellow leaves and stuff like that. And then magnesium, back closer so I can do this. Magnesium, you don't need that. I mean, you don't want to do too much of it since it's really pretty strong. Just want to add, sorry about moving around so much, about that much. Once you get all that mixed together, you're gonna grab it and try to close it up the best as you can. You're always gonna lose a little bit. Just play with it. You might get a few drip out. What you do, just pick it up with the ball. Because all this stuff, once it's dry, it's gonna stick together and it's gonna bind. And what you're trying to do is trying to get all those nutrients that the plant's gonna need, so you can place it in the roots. This ball is a little bit pretty big, so you want to use this like on like the bigger plants, like the Amazon soars and Crips, especially. And if you're gonna do for like dwarf size, you want to make the ball a little bit smaller. And you just roll it up. I'm gonna do this with one hand. It's not gonna come out perfect. Squeeze it together. Make sure you get it all nice squeezed up and together, so you don't get no like air pockets. So actually the stuff will get together. You try to roll it up the best as you can. I'm doing this one-handed. As you can see, it's falling apart. But if you play with it, it'll stick together. Sometimes if the clay is too dry, it won't roll right. So what you want to do is since I already have a bucket with a little bit of water, you want to moisten it up a little bit. See, now it's a little bit more shiny. So I just moisten it up so I can get this stuff to work with for me. And that's pretty much it. And then you have a flush root tab in there. I'm going to be able to make a few out of it, as you can see. And that's pretty much all you have to do, and just let it dry about, I say 24 hours. Let it dry. Make sure it's completely dry. If you still feel like somewhat wet, let it give it about 48 hours. In about 48 hours, it should dry up all the water content inside with that clay ball. And then after that, you just place it wherever you want to put it in the tank inside a substrate, and you have your quick DIY floor stab with clay, and you'll get more out of it. You just cut up in pieces. Doesn't matter what size it is. I mean, you're still gonna get some good nutrients into your roots because you're still putting some in. I mean, if it's about that small, that I wouldn't use. Just add more to it until it's about close to that size right there, the one I'm pointing at, or something like that. So you have at least a good enough nutrients for about a good month. Since you're adding potassium, you know, the powder, and then nitrate, and the magnesium, and the iron, so you pretty much got all four things, and you're getting your trace elements with the flourish root tab, so which is really good. So that will help out your plants grow better. So I hope you guys like this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you for watching.